No one could have predicted how fast everything would fall apart. What began as nothing more than a few shady gossip blog whispers suddenly exploded into one of the biggest celebrity crises of the year. Fans who were casually scrolling through their timelines were suddenly met with headlines so shocking, so unbelievable, that the entire entertainment industry froze. Tamar Braxton, the outspoken, unfiltered, powerhouse vocalist known for never backing down, had officially filed a harassment complaint against Mendeecees. The reaction was instant. Blogs were on fire. Instagram was split in half. Twitter threads multiplied by the second. And the question on everyone's mind was the same. How did things get this bad? Inside the chaos, one detail pushed the story into complete meltdown. Yandy, a woman known for her strength, business savvy, and emotional resilience, was reportedly crying uncontrollably, blindsided by the news just like everyone else. For a moment, the internet stopped arguing and simply asked, what exactly happened behind those closed doors? Screenshots, voice notes, leaked DMIs, blurry hallway footage. The internet grabbed onto every piece of evidence, real or not. Witnesses came forward, insiders whispered, and podcasts claimed they had exclusive tea. Suddenly, it wasn't just a scandal. It was a full-blown reality TV disaster unfolding live, with millions watching. This wasn't just a messy situation. It was turning into a cultural event: betrayal, heartbreak, confusion, and the collapse of a relationship many once believed was unbreakable. And as each new detail surfaced, one thing became clear: this story was just getting started, and no one involved would escape unchanged. The entertainment world erupted when the first wave of allegations hit the blogs. What had previously been brushed aside as internet rumors suddenly became very real when court documents began circulating. Documents allegedly linking Tamar Braxton to a formal harassment complaint filed against Mendeecees. Fans didn't believe it at first. Some thought it was clickbait. Others assumed it was another fabricated storyline. But then the documents appeared on multiple major platforms, and disbelief turned into shock, according to early reports. The alleged incident happened weeks earlier at a luxury hotel in Los Angeles. Tamar had been there for a private meeting with producers to discuss upcoming collaborations. Nothing unusual. Celebrities meet in hotels all the time. But insiders claim things shifted when Mendeecees unexpectedly showed up later that night. Witnesses described tension in the room, uneasy exchanges, and Tamar looking increasingly uncomfortable as the evening progressed. What made the situation even more chaotic were the conflicting statements. Some sources said nothing happened. Others claimed Tamar fled the gathering and rushed to her hotel room in tears. A hotel employee alleged hearing a heated exchange outside her suite shortly after. It was impossible to know what was real, but the speculation alone was enough to ignite the fire. Then came the alleged hallway footage. Grainy security camera clips showing someone who looked like Mendeecees walking toward Tamar's room. Whether the clip was real, altered, or posted for clout didn't matter. The internet had already chosen sides. Fans demanded answers. Supporters defended Tamar's courage. Critics questioned her timing. And as debates intensified, Yandi discovered the entire situation online. That detail alone shifted the narrative dramatically. Her simple Instagram story, hurt beyond words, spread like wildfire within hours. The allegations weren't just about Tamar and Mendeecees. The story had evolved into a full marriage crisis, a public breakup, and a legal battle that threatened to reshape the careers of everyone involved. And as more bloggers, podcasts, insiders, and alleged witnesses came forward, the scandal only grew more tangled, more emotional, and far more dangerous. The night of the alleged incident has become one of the most dissected, replayed, and debated moments in recent celebrity drama. It all began at a high-end Los Angeles hotel, the kind of place where stars come and go quietly, where private meetings happen behind tinted glass doors, and where the staff is trained to pretend they see nothing. Tamar Braxton was there for business, dressed elegantly, carrying folders and notes for a potential collaboration. According to insiders, she was in a calm, upbeat mood earlier in the day. Her team described the atmosphere as productive. Nothing unusual. But everything reportedly shifted around 10:45 p.m. Sources claim Mendeecees arrived unexpectedly, stepping out of a black SUV and walking straight inside. Some say he was invited. Others insist Tamar had no idea he was coming. Either way, his arrival set off a chain of events that spiraled into the scandal now consuming social media. Inside the hotel lounge, the first encounter between the two was described as awkward. One witness recalled Tamar instantly becoming tense, her smile fading as soon as she saw him. They exchanged a brief conversation, too quiet for anyone nearby to understand. But the body language, according to those watching, didn't look friendly. From there, the timeline gets blurry. A staff member claimed Mendeecees followed Tamar into the elevator. A producer who had been meeting with her earlier said she rushed out of the lounge shortly after Mendeecees showed up. And one guest reported seeing Tamar pacing near the hallway on the 8th floor, looking visibly upset, holding her phone like she was about to call someone. What happened next is the part that fueled the entire internet. A loud argument was allegedly heard near Tamar's suite. A hotel employee who later spoke anonymously to a gossip outlet said the voices sounded heated, like someone was cornered or overwhelmed. Others deny hearing anything at all, insisting the floor was quiet. The most disturbing detail comes from someone claiming to be a guest staying 2 doors down. They said Tamar came knocking on their door at around 11:20 p.m., panicked, asking if she could stay inside for a moment because she didn't feel safe. If true, it would be the most explosive part of the entire story, but like everything else that night, it remains unverified. By midnight, security was reportedly involved. Mendeecees was said to have left the floor. Tamar locked herself inside her suite and refused to open the door even for staff. When the sun rose the next morning, she checked out early without speaking to anyone. Hours later, the first hints of a complaint began to surface. And from that moment, the internet hasn't stopped talking. This night became the center of the scandal the moment everything escalated from rumors to a nationwide conversation about boundaries, harassment, and accountability. As the story gained momentum, witnesses began coming forward one by one, each adding new layers of confusion and controversy. The first to speak was a hotel employee who claimed they saw Mendeecees moving with urgency through the hallway. This employee insisted that Tamar looked shaken afterward, adding fuel to the narrative that something intense had taken place. But the hotel quickly released a statement saying none of their staff were authorized to speak, pushing the internet to question whether the witness was even real. Then came the so-called hallway footage. A short, grainy clip started spreading across social media, showing a man who resembled Mendeecees walking toward a suite with his hands in his pockets. The camera angle was terrible. The quality was even worse. But that didn't stop blogs from labeling it as confirmed proof. Tamar supporters pointed to his posture, the speed of his walk, and the timing of the clip as evidence. Mendeecees defenders argued the footage could have been anyone and insisted the clip was conveniently edited. Within hours, more witnesses appeared online. Influencers, anonymous accounts, hotel guests, even someone claiming to be a security officer. One said they heard Tamar crying. Another said Mendeecees looked frustrated and drunk. A third claimed they saw nothing unusual and believed that the internet was exaggerating the entire situation for entertainment. But the real explosion happened when a conflict broke out between two of the most vocal witnesses. One witness claimed Tamar confided in them that night, saying she felt pressured and overwhelmed. Another witness denied this, accusing the first witness of lying for clout. Their argument played out publicly on Instagram Live, attracting thousands of viewers who watched them yell, contradict each other, and drag each other's credibility through the dirt. Meanwhile, podcasts and YouTube channels jumped into the mix, each presenting their own exclusive angle. One channel claimed to have spoken to a producer who was allegedly present earlier that night. Another claimed someone tried to suppress the footage. Even celebrities started subtweeting cryptic messages, making the situation feel even more chaotic. All of this turmoil made it nearly impossible to determine what was real. Every new video, every anonymous voice note, and every statement only made the narrative more fragmented. What is undeniable, however, is this: the hotel night created a storm of conflicting stories, shaky evidence, and emotional testimonies that left the public divided down the middle. And as tensions rose, the conflict wasn't just between Tamar and Mendeecees. It spread to witnesses, fans, bloggers, and even longtime friends caught in the crossfire. The moment the story hit the internet, social media exploded like a digital wildfire fueled by disbelief, anger, and non-stop speculation as millions of fans, bloggers, and industry insiders scrambled to make sense of what was happening, each platform turning into its own battleground of opinions and theories. Instagram was the first to erupt as celebrity gossip pages dropped back-to-back posts with alleged screenshots, voice notes, and shady captions that only intensified the chaos. While fans flooded the comments with thousands of theories, accusations, and emotional reactions. Twitter, now known for its brutal speed, took it even further, creating trending hashtags within minutes that amplified the drama across the globe, pushing Mendeecees, Tamar, and Yandy into the top 3 worldwide trends as if the entire world was watching one giant scandal unfold in real time. TikTok creators jumped in next, recording dramatic breakdowns, reenactments, conspiracy deep dives, and emotional commentary videos that gained millions of views in hours, turning the situation into a full-on cultural event where everyone wanted to participate in the storytelling. Meanwhile, podcasts went live without preparation. YouTubers rushed to upload explicable videos, and bloggers claimed to have exclusive tea that no one else had. Each new version conflicting with the last, creating a storm of misinformation that made it impossible to know what was actually true. Fans created timelines, side-by-side evidence boards, and analysis threads as if they were solving a crime. While critics accused Tamar of seeking attention, accused Mendeecees of predatory behavior, and pointed fingers at Yandi for allegedly knowing more than she admitted. The emotional tension grew so intense that even celebrities began commenting, some supporting Tamar, others taking a neutral stance, and a few seemingly shading Mendeecees, which added gasoline to an already uncontrollable firestorm. By the end of the night, the scandal had become a public obsession, with millions of people refreshing their screens, waiting for the next shocking update as if the entire situation was unfolding in front of them like a live soap opera. Yandy's reaction became the emotional center of the scandal. The moment she broke her silence, and even though her statement was only a few words, the heartbreak behind it was undeniable, instantly shifting public sympathy in her direction as fans realized she had been blindsided by the allegations. It's just like everyone else, told not by her husband, but by the internet that the man she trusted might have crossed a line with Tamar on that hotel night. Sources close to Yandi claimed she was devastated, pacing around the house crying as she replayed everything in her mind, past arguments, subtle changes in Mendeecees' behavior, late-night meetings he brushed off, and every moment she had ignored her intuition for the sake of keeping the family together. And now all those memories were crashing down at once as the truth became harder to ignore. The emotional weight of the situation grew heavier when more evidence, real or fabricated, began circulating online, putting Yandi in an impossible position where defending Mendeecees made her look delusional, but staying silent made people think she already believed the worst. Close friends said she tried to call Mendeecees repeatedly that night, but he either didn't answer or gave short, panicked explanations that made no sense, only increasing her suspicion that something deeper was being hidden. Eventually, overwhelmed by the public humiliation and unable to handle the nonstop pressure, Yandi reportedly packed a small bag and left the house to stay with a close friend, telling people she needed space to breathe and think without cameras, comments, or speculation haunting her every second. By morning, insiders claimed she had already met with an attorney not to attack Mendeecees, but to understand her options in case the situation spiraled even further out of control. And that one meeting alone sent the internet into meltdown as fans began speculating that divorce was now not just possible, but unavoidable. Despite her heartbreak, Yandi remained graceful publicly, posting a quiet message asking for privacy and strength. But behind the scenes, she was said to be shattered, waking up with swollen eyes and fighting to maintain composure for the kids. While the world dissected her marriage on every platform, and as more details dripped out, as more witnesses spoke, and as more clips surfaced, Yandi's hope that things could be fixed slowly faded, replaced by a growing realization that the betrayal, whether emotional, physical, or simply the betrayal of trust, had already changed everything, setting her on a path that many believed was leading straight toward a painful but inevitable divorce. Announcement. The legal side of the scandal burst into the spotlight when the first set of documents leaked, sending shockwaves through the entertainment world and transforming a messy celebrity controversy into a full-fledged courtroom drama that felt bigger than anything reality TV could script. The documents, stamped with official case numbers and attorney signatures, detailed allegations that were far more serious than fans initially realized, outlining a timeline of the hotel night, the alleged confrontation, and a list of witnesses that included hotel staff, security personnel, and even two unnamed industry assistants whose testimonies were sealed for their protection. The moment the papers hit the blogs, Legal analysts jumped onto live streams to break down every page, explaining possible charges, court strategies, and the implications for Mendeecees' career, all while speculation reached a fever pitch as people demanded to know how much of the story would become public record. As the first court appearance approached, reporters gathered outside the building before sunrise, creating a chaotic media circus where drones hovered above, paparazzi camped in cars, and every major network had cameras pointed at the courthouse entrance. When the doors finally opened, tension rippled through the crowd as attorneys walked in holding thick binders, whispering strategies while avoiding reporters' questions. Mendeecees arrived with a tight jaw and dark glasses, refusing to look at the cameras, while Tamar's legal team entered separately, focused and unreadable, fueling even more speculation about what went down in that hotel hallway. Inside the courtroom, the judge ordered silence as the case officially began, each side presenting a dramatically different version of events. Tamar's attorneys emphasized emotional distress, unwanted behavior, and the psychological impact of the incident, painting a picture of a woman who felt cornered and traumatized, while Mendeecees' team pushed back aggressively, claiming the entire situation was a misunderstanding blown out of proportion by online hysteria. They argued that the leaked footage was taken out of context, that the hallway conversation was not confrontational, and that Tamar's sudden decision to file a complaint was influenced by outside pressures, personal issues, or even industry politics. Spectators described the courtroom atmosphere as electric, tense, and filled with audible gasps as certain details were read aloud. Details that blogs had only been guessing about before this moment. Expert witnesses analyzed body language from the footage. Hotel employees testified about what they heard that night, and digital analysts were brought in to verify screenshots, timestamps, and metadata from the leaked DMS, adding a technical layer to the emotional storm. The judge repeatedly warned both sides to maintain professionalism, but the hostility between the attorneys made it clear that neither was backing down. By the end of the day, the judge decided the case had sufficient grounds to move forward, scheduling additional hearings and requesting more evidence. The moment those words left the judge's mouth, the courtroom erupted with whispers and frantic typing as reporters rushed to break the news. Outside, cameras flashed, microphones were shoved into faces, and social media exploded again within minutes, turning the case into one of the most heavily watched celebrity legal battles in years as fans waited breathlessly for every update. Unsure who to believe or what shocking revelation would come next, Mendeecees' response to the scandal became one of the most dissected moments in entertainment history. A chaotic blend of denial, emotional outbursts, strategic silence, and carefully crafted PR messaging that shaped his public image in ways he never could have predicted. When he finally broke his silence after days of rumors and pressure, he posted a short but explosive video where he insisted he was innocent, claiming the situation had been twisted by blogs, weaponized by people who wanted to destroy him, and exaggerated by viewers who didn't know the full story. His voice cracked at certain points, leading some fans to defend him passionately, while others accused him of manipulatively performing for sympathy. The video sparked millions of views in less than an hour, and suddenly Mendeecees went from being a silent suspect to the center of a cultural argument about accountability, consent, and celebrity privilege. PR experts critiqued every second of the clip, his tone, his pauses, the setting of the room behind him as if they were analyzing political speeches. Despite his attempt to clear his name, the backlash continued growing as more influencers and celebrities weighed in, some subtly shading him and others openly condemning his behavior while praising Tamar's strength. Realizing the situation was slipping through his fingers, Mendeecees' team attempted damage control by releasing statements, booking interviews, and arranging sit-downs where he could tell his truth. But every appearance seemed to make things worse as critics accused him of deflecting responsibility, shifting blame, or rewriting the narrative to make himself look like the victim. Meanwhile, clips from his previous public conflicts resurfaced online, fueling debates about whether his behavior had been a pattern all along. Brands quietly distanced themselves, sponsorship deals went on hold, and production companies paused collaborations, not wanting to get caught in the storm. Even the fan base that once defended him fiercely began splitting apart as supporters argued with each other over what really happened, while neutral viewers simply watched the chaos like spectators at a theater. Mendeecees tried to fight the narrative by leaning into emotional vulnerability one day and legal aggression the next. But the inconsistency only made him look unstable and desperate. The more he talked, the more the internet dissected him, turning every word into a meme, a theory, or a clue. By the time the legal hearings were officially announced, Mendeecees' public image had transformed from respected figure to controversial headline, leaving him in a fragile position where one wrong move, one leaked message, or one courtroom revelation could destroy what was left of his reputation forever as Tamar. Braxton's lawsuit continued to make headlines. The entertainment industry's reaction became a spectacle of its own, showing just how deeply celebrity controversies can ripple through networks, agencies, and fan communities. Producers who had once collaborated with Mendeecees and Yandi expressed caution, quietly assessing whether working with them could damage their projects, while talk show hosts dissected every leaked document, footage, and social media post with meticulous attention. Fellow reality TV stars and musicians chimed in online, some voicing support for Tamar and others defending Mendeecees, creating a polarized environment where alliances shifted by the hour. Agencies scrambled to protect their clients, advising silence or carefully worded statements, while casting directors reconsidered upcoming projects that might involve any of the three. Meanwhile, social media influencers amplified each new development, creating timelines, polls, and reaction videos that pushed engagement numbers to unprecedented levels, blurring the lines between entertainment news and public judgment. Bloggers and gossip accounts competed fiercely to break new information first, often fueling speculation without verification, while hashtags like #TAMARVs Mendeecees and #YandyDivorce dominated trending pages. Some industry insiders warned that the case was reshaping perceptions of celebrity responsibility, highlighting how quickly careers could unravel when private disputes become public spectacles. Record labels and sponsors quietly reviewed contracts, worried that association with either party might lead to backlash, boycotts, or unwanted media scrutiny. Even reality show networks seemed to take notice, monitoring ratings and online chatter for signs of audience fatigue or support. The fallout was immediate and pervasive. Events were canceled, collaborations paused, and endorsements reconsidered, as everyone from agents to producers recalibrated their risk assessments in real time. At the center of it all, Mendeecees, Tamar, and Yandi became cautionary tales. With the industry learning how fragile reputations could be in an era of leaks, viral videos, and instant public commentary, the ripple effects were not just professional, they touched personal relationships, casting a shadow over friends, family, and colleagues caught in the storm. Each new headline intensified the sense that nothing would ever be the same, leaving both fans and insiders desperate for clarity, while the entertainment world braced for the next revelation that could change the trajectory of all three lives. The scandal quickly evolved beyond celebrity story into a broader cultural debate, forcing audiences, commentators, and industry experts to confront questions about morality, consent, and the dark side of fame. Social media became a classroom for analyzing power dynamics, as viewers dissected every interaction, leaked message, and court detail, debating what responsibility public figures have to manage, their private lives, and the ethical implications of turning personal trauma into headline news. Talk shows and podcasts explored whether reality TV culture had contributed to the escalation, arguing that the constant exposure, performance-driven personas, and pressure to maintain a flawless image had created conditions where miscommunication or misconduct could spiral into catastrophe. Feminist commentators highlighted the importance of believing victims while cautioning against instant judgment, while others examined the blurred line between public image and personal reality, noting how celebrity worship can obscure accountability. Legal analysts explained the implications of leaked court documents, video footage, and public statements, showing how modern audiences interpret unverified information as evidence, even when nothing has been proven. Fans and critics alike debated whether Mendeecees' past behavior should influence opinions about the current allegations, questioning the fairness of online shaming versus due process. The story also prompted discussions about the mental and emotional toll on those involved, particularly Yandi, whose silence and composure became a lens for examining strength, resilience, and parental responsibility amidst public chaos. As the drama unfolded, the narrative shifted from gossip to a serious reflection on the intersections of law, ethics, celebrity, and media consumption. proving that a single event could ignite conversations far beyond entertainment circles. In this way, the controversy served as a case study on how society interprets, judges, and interacts with high-profile disputes, raising the stakes for everyone involved and leaving viewers pondering the very nature of fame, justice, and human behavior in the digital age as the whirlwind of legal filings. Leaked footage and emotional revelations continued to dominate headlines. The story reached a pivotal moment, leaving fans, critics, and the entertainment industry alike on the edge of their seats, unsure of what would happen next. Every new update, every whispered rumor, and every viral social media post added layers of tension, creating a sense that the saga was far from over. Questions lingered like storm clouds over the lives of Tamar, Mendeecees, and Yandi. Would Tamar secure justice in court? Or would Mendeecees manage to clear his name and salvage his reputation? How would Yandi navigate her divorce while maintaining strength for her children? And could she find peace amid such public chaos? As fans scrolled through comments sections, theories multiplied, with some predicting shocking courtroom confrontations, unexpected testimonies, or even new evidence that could change the narrative entirely. Meanwhile, social media continued to explode with debates, memes, and emotional responses, proving that the story had transcended traditional celebrity gossip to become a cultural phenomenon, a real-life drama where every interaction and statement was analyzed and dissected. The unanswered questions created a tension so palpable that followers felt as though they were witnessing the unfolding of a high-stakes thriller in real time, with outcomes that could impact the lives and careers of everyone involved. And yet, despite the chaos, one truth remained: no one would ever be the same after these revelations. The stage was set for the next dramatic twist, the moment when secrets, strategies, and court decisions could collide in ways no one had predicted. As the story continued to unfold, viewers were left with one clear instruction: stay tuned. Pay attention and don't miss a single development, because the truth is still coming. The drama is far from over, and every second could bring a revelation that changes everything. The next chapter could redefine justice, expose hidden motives, or finally provide answers, but only time would tell, keeping everyone glued to their screens, hearts racing, waiting for the story to take its next shocking turn.